Like any star, it will run out of fuel in its core and it starts changing. It starts bloating. It will engulf the orbit of Mercury and Venus and come very close to Earth. Betelgeuse is dying. This news has been a hard pill for scientists to swallow, but there is nothing they can do about it because the massive star is about to go supernova anytime soon. Astronomers say that it could be tomorrow, next month, or a few months from now. They don't know what date exactly, but one thing is certain: the famous Betelgeuse has reached its end, and its death is about to change our lives. What's so special about the Betelgeuse supernova that has got everyone frightened? What would happen if this star exploded today, as scientists have predicted? Join us on this intriguing journey as we explore the answers to these questions in today's video. NASA chief announces Betelgeuse supernova is exploding in 2024. It is over. Nothing can be done to stop the impending doom. NASA chief cries out, warning the world about the oncoming Betelgeuse supernova that could change the trajectory of the planet and life as we know it. Betelgeuse's end is imminent. Like a terminally ill patient, Betelgeuse is drawing closer to its grave. It's only a matter of time before the famous star explodes and ceases to exist. For decades now, astronomers have been fascinated by Betelgeuse, spending time studying the star's features and oncoming explosions. That which astronomers have greatly feared is about to happen. There is no stopping the inevitable. Betelgeuse is headed for extinction and its end is coming sooner than we anticipated. Betelgeuse is one of the most remarkable stars we have in the Milky Way and has captivated astronomers and stargazers for centuries. For a long time, astrophysicists have been mesmerized by this reddish semi-variable star, whose apparent magnitude varies between 0.2 and 1.2. When compared with other stars, Betelgeuse emerges as the first magnitude star with the widest range. The classical astronomer Ptolemy described Betelgeuse as more or less orange. Ptolemy, who was an Alexandrian mathematician, astrologer, astronomer, and geographer, had spent years studying Betelgeuse. His research and observations gave astronomy one of the early descriptions of the red giant star. It would amuse you to know that even the Aboriginal groups in South Australia shared oral tales of the variable brightness of Betelgeuse for at least 1,000 years. However, advancements in astronomy have given astronomers a more accurate picture of Betelgeuse and its characteristics. The red supergiant star is found in the constellation of Orion and is one of the biggest stars out there. Red supergiant stars are some of the largest and most massive stars in the universe. Their diameter, which ranges from 100 million to 1 billion kilometers, makes them one of the wonders of the Milky Way. If we were to place Betelgeuse beside the Sun, the star is 100 to 1,000 times wider than our Sun. From research, scientists tell us that a red giant star is a dying star in the final stages of evolution. Despite the shared features between a red supergiant star and a red giant star, there's a major difference between them. Unlike the red giant that can be formed when a star with the mass of our Sun runs out of fuel, a red supergiant emerges when a star with more than 10 solar masses begins this phase. A red supergiant star is formed when it runs out of fuel to burn in its core. As the star exhausts its fuel, it can no longer create the heat and pressure needed to support its weight, causing it to collapse. Betelgeuse's amazing personality extends to its brightness, as it is the 10th brightest star in the night sky and the second brightest in its constellation, falling right behind Rigel. However, if we were to travel at near-infrared wavelengths, no other star would take Betelgeuse's crown as the brightest star in the night sky. The Sun's brightness dims significantly when placed beside the gigantic frame of Betelgeuse. The red supergiant star's radius is 640 times that of the Sun. If, by some magical wand, we could place Betelgeuse at the center of our solar system, its surface would lie beyond the asteroid belt, and it would engulf the orbits of Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. From the calculations made by scientists over the years, Betelgeuse's mass is estimated to range between 10 and 20 times that of the Sun. The most shocking news that has been uncovered about this star is that it is about 600 light-years away from the Sun, so technically, it's in the neighborhood. Astronomers have been unable to shake off the surprise they felt when they found out that Betelgeuse is less than 10 million years old. By cosmic standards, it is a young star. It is a little child when compared to our ancient Sun, which is about 5 billion years old. However, whatever Betelgeuse loses to age, it makes up for in size. Betelgeuse's size overshadows most of the stars in the universe. Although scientists have done their best to get the precise diameter of Betelgeuse, it has been a Herculean task because it is a pulsating star. This means that its diameter changes with time. Another reason this vital information has eluded scientists is that Betelgeuse has no definable edge, as limb darkening causes the optical emissions to vary in color and decrease the farther one extends out from the center. Furthermore, Betelgeuse is surrounded by a circumstellar envelope composed of matter ejected from the star, thereby making it difficult to define the photosphere of the star. Moreover, the star's apparent size is dependent on the wavelength used. As if this is not enough, atmospheric twinkling also plays its part in limiting the resolution obtainable from ground-based telescopes since turbulence degrades angular resolution. You can see that there is a host of forces making it hard to accurately determine Betelgeuse's diameter. However, this has not stopped scientists from coming up with estimates of what they believe this gigantic star's diameter would look like. Besides the star's diameter, another puzzle that Betelgeuse has posed to scientists is the complex dynamics of its extended atmosphere. Scientists are well aware of the fact that the mass that makes up galaxies is recycled as stars are formed and destroyed. However, they have yet to answer the question of how mass is lost. As exciting as this mystery might sound, it is nothing compared to the latest development that scientists uncovered from studying Betelgeuse. It is no secret that Betelgeuse has a large mass, but what many don't know is that this is why it has evolved rapidly over the years. In mathematical terms, we can draw a straight line graph from Betelgeuse's increasing mass to its evolution for millions of years now. On this note, you won't be thrown off guard by the bombshell we are about to drop next. Betelgeuse is dying soon. The red giant star is expected to terminate its evolution when it experiences a supernova explosion any time from now. As soon as astronomers discovered that Betelgeuse was bound to supernova, the scientific community was on high alert. A supernova is a powerful and luminous explosion of a star. Scientists have explained that a supernova occurs during the last evolutionary stages of a massive star or when a white dwarf is triggered into runaway nuclear fusion. What then happens is that the original object, which is known as a progenitor, would either collapse into a neutron star or black hole or be utterly destroyed to form a diffuse nebula. If Betelgeuse explodes today, the peak optical luminosity of the supernova can be compared to that of an entire galaxy before fading after several weeks or months. The sheer sight of this event would either scare or excite its viewers. Another intriguing fact about this red giant star is that it is visible to the naked eye at night. However, researchers still can't wrap their heads around the fact that the red supergiant is almost unobservable from the ground between May and August because it is close to the Sun. This is one of the mysteries surrounding Betelgeuse. Another exciting one for the books is that Betelgeuse is one of the 3 stars that make up the winter triangle asterism, and it marks the center of the winter hexagon. From the beginning of January every year, the star can be seen rising in the east just after sunset. By mid-September to mid-March, it is visible to virtually every inhabited region in the world except Antarctica, at latitudes south of 82 degrees. So on a typical day, once daylight says goodbye to the Earth and the night's darkness sets in, it is possible to spot Betelgeuse among the array of stars that adorn the sky. So if Betelgeuse were to explode today, everyone would see its aftermath. It would be as visible as if we were watching a 3D live-action movie. Everyone would be aware that something has gone off in the Milky Way. The supernova would appear as a very bright point of light in the sky, potentially casting shadows at night. Betelgeuse's supernova would shine as bright as the half-moon for more than 3 months, changing the face of what happens on Earth. If you doubt this, remember that Betelgeuse is just 642 light-years away from the Earth. Figuratively speaking, the star is our backdoor neighbor. There is no running away from the inevitable. We are bound to feel the impact of this mighty explosion. Before we delve deeper into how the impending supernova would affect Earth, let's look at how scientists were able to tell that Betelgeuse was bound to explode. It is said that change is the only constant thing in life, and this has been true for Betelgeuse. Scientists have observed that the brightness of Betelgeuse has changed dramatically over the years. Betelgeuse's brightness hit an all-time low between late 2019 and early 2020. Scientists observed that the star experienced a historic dimming that reduced its brightness to 35% of its normal value. The reduction in brightness was so clear that even the most casual observers could notice it. Even during the Middle Ages, scientists knew that Betelgeuse was an irregular variable star that could change in brightness at any time. The dimming of Betelgeuse was seen as an indication of an imminent explosion. This drastic change got astronomers worried that Betelgeuse would soon blow off into a supernova. When stars are about to go off into a supernova, one of the signs is a change in their brightness. This explained why the star's brightness dropped considerably. Other explanations have been given to justify the dimming of Betelgeuse. They include a sudden cooling of the star and a dust cloud partially concealing Betelgeuse's light from reaching Earth. Scientists opine that some gigantic dust clouds occasionally pass in front of the star and obstruct our view of its surface. While there might be other reasons for the dimming of Betelgeuse, one thing is certain: Betelgeuse's end is near. It is said that Betelgeuse has exhausted its nuclear fuel and is now experiencing nuclear fusion, leading to the buildup of heavier elements in its core. By astronomer standards, this is not a good sign at all because when these elements build up in the core of a star, the force of gravity will cause it to collapse in on itself. With Betelgeuse's supernova looming, what exactly would this event mean for Earth? One of the early signs of the supernova explosion would be an increase in cosmic radiation that reaches Earth. Although our planet is well shielded by its magnetic field and atmosphere, the increase in cosmic radiation might have some implications for technological systems, including satellites and power grids. That which would cause scientists more concern is the arrival of neutrinos from the supernova. Neutrinos are fundamental particles with an extremely low mass and are electrically neutral. They can travel through ordinary matter with little to no interaction. Once the supernova explosion is triggered, neutrinos would arrive on Earth just minutes after the supernova occurs. If these particles make it to Earth in time, they will give scientists early warning that the explosion is underway. The neutrinos' arrival could happen hours or even days before the visible light from the explosion reaches our planet. However, the upside to this is that it would give astronomers a heads-up to prepare for the visible light that will follow. This implies that scientists might be able to alert the world to the impending supernova explosion and prepare for the effects it might have. Besides an increase in cosmic radiation and the arrival of neutrinos, there is something else that will change if Betelgeuse were to explode today. This explosion is so powerful that it would be visible during the day and at night. Betelgeuse's brightness would significantly increase, becoming visible even during the day. Its apparent brightness would rival that of the moon, outshining most celestial objects in the sky. Imagine being able to see a star during the day. That's the visual spectacle that Betelgeuse's supernova would put on display. This brightness would cast shadows at night, just like the moon does, and would last for several weeks or even months. While the aftermath of the supernova might look beautiful, what would happen if this explosion emits a substantial amount of high-energy radiation? Scientists have said that a supernova explosion might release harmful gamma rays, X-rays, and ultraviolet radiation. Such emissions could potentially affect Earth's atmosphere, leading to the depletion of the ozone layer. While this might not seem like much, the depletion of the ozone layer would expose us to higher levels of harmful solar radiation. This is a huge downside for the human race because the depletion of the ozone layer would trigger an increase in skin cancer rates and other radiation-related health issues. As if this were not enough, changes in the atmosphere caused by the supernova could also impact the climate and weather patterns, leading to potential disruptions in ecosystems and agriculture. On this note, we might want to bid goodbye to some of our favorite meals. Although Betelgeuse's supernova might impact the Earth negatively, It would also present astronomers with a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to study the event in real time. The supernova explosion is bound to reveal a treasure trove of information about the final stages of a massive star's life and the processes that govern supernovae. In addition, this event could provide insights into the formation of neutron stars, black holes, and other exotic remnants of stellar evolution. It would also help scientists understand the mechanisms behind the production and distribution of heavy elements in the universe. For all you care to know, supernova explosions are responsible for the creation of elements such as gold, silver, and uranium, which are scattered into space and eventually incorporated into new stars, planets, and life forms. While scientists stand to gain some insights from Betelgeuse's explosion, there is the possibility that Earth might not be affected by the explosion in any way. With the current information scientists have, they don't believe that the supernova would have any direct impact on Earth. The harmful high-energy radiation and particles produced by the explosion would likely be dispersed and diluted over the vast distances of space. Therefore, it is not likely to have any direct impact on our planet's biosphere or human civilization. However, as scientists have opined, the increase in cosmic radiation and the potential disruption of technological systems might be more relevant. With these endless possibilities of what could happen if Betelgeuse explodes, do you think we should be worried about this supernova? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments section below.